Invincible may have gotten me into comic books, but Infinity Gauntlet is what got me into Marvel comic books. I have had this for a while, and I thought I did a review on it, but it turns out that I didn't, so now's as good a time as any since I'm making 3 videos today. Infinity Gauntlet is basically the comics that the movie Infinity War is based off of, which is weird because there's actually an event called Infinity War where something completely different happens. But Infinity Gauntlet, you know the story, Thanos gets all the stones, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. You see, in the comic universe, the X-Men and the Avengers aren't really in a different universe like in the movies and TV shows. I don't even know if it's confirmed that they're not, but they never really appear next to each other or are affected or reference the events that happen in other. But all the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Avengers, everyone, every hero in the Marvel universe that's like actually powerful and not just a dude in a costume, they all band together to basically fight Thanos because he's got the Infinity Gauntlet. And another thing that's changed about Thanos is his motivation. In Infinity War, the movie, his motivation is get rid of half of all life on all planets because they consume too much resources, which a lot of people, myself included, thought that was an absolutely retarded motivation, because if he really wanted people to thrive more, all he would have to do is use the Infinity Gauntlet to create twice as many resources, and he clearly didn't think about it for more than 2 seconds. But that's the way it is. This also, the fact that he destroyed the Infinity Stones afterwards is also retarded, because you think that overpopulation just always existed. They were not overpopulated before, just like how they wouldn't be overpopulated after you did their plan, and they would eventually overpopulate over time regardless, therefore making your sacrifice pointless in the long run. But I digress. In the comics, his motivation is getting no bitches, and he's in love with Mistress Death. Death is actually a character in the Marvel Universe, and he's simping for her hard. So she's like, oh, if you really love me, you'll kill half of all life on the universe. And he's like, don't worry, babe. I got this. And he's like, and then he does it. And all of the Avengers and whatnot, and also the Galaxy Watch, I think they're called. No, the Infinity Watch. That's basically, so you know how Vision has the Mind Stone? In the comics, before Vision gets it, it's this dude named Adam Warlock, and he has his own team that fight Thanos. But Thanos, okay, so in the movie, Thanos doesn't have super good control of like the stones, and it would be super easy to body everyone if he used the full potential of them in the movie once he had all of them. Which, in the comics, he could literally insta-kill every single person fighting him like that if he wanted to. 0 effort, 0 diff. Even with just like the Power Stone, he could do that. Or just the Reality Stone, he could do that. It's literally that powerful. But he's still getting no poontang from Death. So Death, he's trying to impress her by basically trying to do the equivalent of a 360 no-scope on every single Avenger. And he actually almost succeeds in killing every single Avenger, which is crazy because he's even limiting himself. Like, he could stop time and kill everyone like that if he wanted to. He could stop time indefinitely. He could literally do anything. So he's mega nerfing himself just to put himself on like somewhat equal grounds with the Avengers. They eventually get this weapon that could supposedly kill him, and Captain Marvel, which is a dude in this comics. The Captain Marvel in the movies is actually a character named Miss Marvel, just like got the same powers as him later on. But they renamed him Captain Marvel because the dude version doesn't exist in the MCU. But he ends up choking, I'm pretty sure. And Thanos is still getting no bitches or poontang from Death. So he's like, you know what? If the bitches that already exist won't suck my wiener, then I'll make my own bitches. So then he creates this woman named Terexia. And he's like, see, she's way hotter than you, Death. And she's gonna suck my wiener all I want. What do you think of that? And then she's just like, and then Thanos is just like, I don't like that. You're supposed to be jealous. But basically, the reason death doesn't give him any poontang is because the whole point of death is to give life meaning, because you make the most of your life knowing that it's going to end. And basically him having the power to end all life basically invalidates her, sort of. So that's why she doesn't really like him that much. And long story short, I'm not going to spoil how the Avengers eventually beat him, but it is a really, really freaking good story that I recommend reading. This softcover edition is like $20, I'm pretty sure. It's like $25. I got mine at Barnes & Noble. And dude, look at the art in this series. The art is so good. I don't know who did this art. Let me check real quick. It must have been like Jack Kirby or something, because he has a very similar art style. But I'll look at it later. Guess you'll have to look it up yourself if you really want to know. And we got my boy Moon Knight, one of my favorite Marvel heroes ever. And then we got some other sick shots. Hold on. There's some really cool scenes like later on where there's just like a crap ton of characters in frame. This is Terexia, by the way, and this is Death over here. This is the guy the woman Thanos was simping for, and this is the bitch he created because he'd get no poontang. Yeah, got some pretty sick. This is a really cool wide panel shot. If you want to see me show more art, let me know in the comments, because normally I don't show a lot of the art. But this one in particular, I'm really passionate about the art in it, so that's why I'm showing it. But yeah, that is my review of the Infinity Gauntlet. This gets... what score do I want to give this out of 10? I want to give it a 10 out of 10, because I love it a lot. But a part of me is thinking, am I just looking at this through rose-tinted glasses? Because do I really think this is utter perfection? And since I don't want to reread it, just for this video, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. But it wouldn't really matter if I did think it wasn't utter perfection, because it'd still be a 9 out of 10. You should still read it. Anyway, that's my Infinity Gauntlet review. See ya.